It's a teen talk skating podcast where I embarrass myself. Hello, 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 and welcome to episode number 58 of a Teen Talk Skating podcast. My name is Rango, and I hope you all are doing very, very well. It is a fine Friday evening in the month of March for me, and it's been hard recently, but you know what? I came up with a motto because I'm a weirdo. I came up with a motto for the month of March, and that is self work is the best work. I'm literally gonna work on myself this month and like making lots of thoughts and realizations about like the kind of person I am and like the kind of person I want to be and things like that. I honestly really need to start a therapy podcast. I think I may or may not end this podcast. I'm kidding. How could you guys live without me, right? You guys are just so dependent on me. They just, ugh. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all are doing well with work and school and normal things like that this week. Like, I don't know why all my teachers decided to be like, test time this week, but yeah, I have 5,000,001 tests to take all the dang time, but it's totally fine, isn't it? Anyway, self work is the best work. And you know what? Like, you can have so many challenges in life, but you are going to get through them if you work on yourself, not other people, not other things, but yourself, who you are. Focus and concentrate on yourself. And yeah, that's your free therapy for the week. Pay me a couple dollars and we'll talk about more time. You know what I mean? Anyway, I should probably get to the program of the week before I start ranting about therapy that I can't get. I'm not licensed, by the way. Sorry. Anyway, program of the week. Program of the week. This week I've chosen a program of the week that I honestly kind of forgot about, not gonna lie. Like I like forgot this program existed and then I watched it again and I was like, dang, this program, like I've been sleeping on this program, you know what I mean? Like I've been like that this program's like I've been just missing it. Like, okay. But that program is Brady Tennell and her 2018 to 2019 short program, specifically at 2019 Worlds. This is set to the music of Rebirth by High Finesse. It isn't really a song, it's more like a vocalization with like cool rhythms in the back. Does that make sense? I don't know. But I think I chose this program because Brady Tennell in this program, I really think it accentuates her like really nice qualities of smooth skating. I do think Brady Tennell has this very classical, like American style of skating, if that makes sense. I don't think that makes sense. But, like I feel like a lot of American skaters have this like at least like in the 90s, they had this very like smooth style of skating that I think Brady Tennell has even today. And so in this program, it starts out very nice with these cool like opening movements. You get to kind of a sense of the story about, some kind of like I don't really know what like it feels like a hero's journey to me, like from the underdog to like the heroic hero. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but like that's the vibe I got from this, like kind of epic music building up. And, the first jump, triple edge, triple toe, a little under rotated, but you know what? We don't care because she keeps on going. And she kind of just throws herself into the spin, and her spins are amazing, of course. And then we get the step sequence as the third element of the program. Very smooth steps. I will say this is just like a lot of smooth steps, a lot of intricate movements. You're never scared if she's gonna fall. Um, like she really does have complete control over her blades, and I think that is like the most like powerful kind of skating, I guess, that her skating just keeps on flowing and flowing, and that's kind of how you go about it. And yeah, a really cool step sequence. It kind of goes across the ring too, which is fun always to see. And then as she gets into the jumps in the second half of the program, first she does a split jump and then a really big split jump, and then she does a cool double axel with a great landing. And then the very last, like, final build up, the music is getting higher and higher, and it's more powerful. She has a very good spread eagle with so much speed, and she goes into her triple flip. So much speed going in, so much speed going out. That was the one thing that really impressed me when I first saw this program, is how much speed she got in going into that triple flip and how much speed she got out of it. For sure. That was the coolest thing. And so, yeah. So anyway, what else in this program? So yeah, and then her spin, the very last sit spin, she goes so fast. She in one of her positions, she really does speed up so well, and I think it's super impressive what she's able to achieve in terms of those spins. I think it's like one of her greatest challenges is her spins. But yeah, very cool program, very fun, always a bit artistic as well, going with that kind of like I'm saving the day kind of vibe, I guess, but like in a cool way, like calm, collected, cool, saving the world. So yeah, go check it out. Brave to Now, her 2019 World Short Program. Check it out after you listen to this episode, of course. Now, time for your main episode. Just kidding. I'm gonna stop singing. Sorry. That was your program of the week. Okay, guys, so today is like actually like a very special episode of a Teen Talks Gaming podcast because this time we are discussing Junior Worlds 2025, which I do know that we normally do not discuss juniors on this podcast at all. I really don't even cover like the Junior Grand Prix or any other really big junior competitions. I mostly cover senior competitions for sure. And that is really like the big emphasis on my podcast because it's definitely hard to manage both the senior and the junior level, and the senior level is kind of like the more like level that is like constantly like monitored by like the media and everything, and so I'm trying to go with that, I guess. But I highly recommend if you are able to watch junior competitions or you get bored and you have time to watch junior competitions, go watch junior competitions because these skaters are really the future of figure skating. But I thought that we would go to junior worlds. We would. I'm not going to junior worlds because it's in Hungary and I can't get there. But I thought that on the podcast we would discuss Junior Worlds 2025 this year because it is quite a special occasion. And of course, the competition only happens once a year. I believe I did not cover it last year, if I remember correctly. I remember covering the Youth Olympics and not Junior Worlds. But this year, we're going to cover Junior Worlds because it does happen only once a year. And I thought it'd be a great time to shine some light on some of the junior skaters that you are going to see as they advance in their career and obviously they move to the senior level. These skaters are the future of figure skating. It's definitely important to note that the senior skaters right now that are competing in the senior level, like that's not it. There's more skaters. There's constantly more skaters coming up from the junior level to the senior level. And I always say that it's super fun to track a skater's career from their junior level to the senior level. For instance, like Ilya Malinin, like he wasn't doing the quad axle when he was a junior, but you saw him develop into a senior that could do the quad axle. Um, we see skaters who like maybe they don't have a great junior career, but they like keep on skating, and then as a senior they get tons of success, right? And so it's great to see these like stories of skaters like overcoming challenges and barriers and hurdles in their career as a junior, and they just blossom as a senior. And so I always think it's great to watch out for junior competitions. But I also will say that there is nothing more humbling than seeing people like my age or even younger than me, like a good like 2 or 3 years younger than me, doing crazy things like triple axles and quads. You know what I mean? Like props to these skaters because I'm the one watching them on YouTube, sitting on my couch like a baked potato, put in the microwave for way too long. And they are the ones on the ice doing quads and triple axles and just attempting everything in the whole world and putting their name obviously on the worldwide stage at only 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, which is an incredible accomplishment for everybody. So yeah, major props to these skaters because I cannot do what they're doing for sure because I'm the one sitting on the couch watching them. So some general notes about the competition. This year, Junior Worlds was held in Debrecen in Hungary. I thought it was a very nice vibe. The crowd seemed very supportive of all the skaters, no matter what. And the fun thing about junior competitions is that the ISU streams them for free. Let's go, right? Let's go, let's go, let's go. So a free ISU stream, but I will note that it was very unfortunate to see that a lot of the people in like the live stream they were commenting on the live stream and I feel like the people who comment on those live streams are always really toxic. I have seen a lot of people call us out. Those people on the live stream often call out things about like everything. And so it's just like everything about the skater, these skaters that are super young, that are minors, that are under 18 even. that they're making very negative comments and they're, judging their abilities and their hopes and their dreams. And obviously it's not, I'm not trying to say that, a little criticism is not okay. Like obviously it's fair to criticize, but it's not fair to criticize like the skaters themselves. Like criticize the skating and not the skater. Does that make sense? Like the skater is like a person and usually they're under 18 at the junior level, and like don't judge their character, judge their skating for what it is. And even if you judge their skating, like don't be so negative about it. Like yeah, it's okay to like point out something that they could work on or they could fix, but it's not okay to completely downgrade them. Yeah. But yeah. And then obviously on the junior level, we have Ted Barden as a commentator who's amazing. And just overall for this episode, I'm not gonna go too in depth between like, sorry, that's the phone. Between the dynamics of all the skaters, as I don't really mention them, so it isn't really a name that a lot of people would know, like Ilya Malinin, for example. Like I don't really need to explain who that is, but a lot of these skaters are not, maybe as well known because I haven't really talked about them on the podcast, or like, the viewers might not, or like, you guys might not like know who these people are because I don't usually mention them on the podcast because most of them only compete at the junior level. Does that make sense? But anyway, for the men's event, I will say that the senior men are chaotic, and you would think maybe the junior men is like they're like calm. Maybe when they become seniors, that's when the chaos starts. No, the chaos starts very early on, clearly, because the senior men are chaotic and the junior men are chaotic. There really is no exception. And I think this competition was pretty chaotic because they were all pretty close after the short program. The top kind of packed of skaters from first to about fifth place, they are really like decently close, and so I think that made it a bit of a a bit hard watching about who was going to get on the podium, who was going to get off the podium, things like that for sure. When something's so close at the short program, there is so much more tension in the air. I feel like you can see it in their skating. I want to start in 16th place, mentioning one of my favorite junior skaters. I think one of everyone's favorite junior skaters, and that is from Canada, Anthony Paradis, who is the ultimate artist. I think a lot of people call him the next Jason Brown, right? The next God, I cannot think right now. It is 9 o'clock. I'm sorry. He is really like the next Jason Brown, and like I think everyone should believe that. It is, he's always the moment of the junior men for me. It's such a brilliant skater to watch. Artistically, he's super, super strong. Technically, maybe not as much. Unfortunately, here he popped his triple flip into a single flip in the short, and he did have a big stumble on a lot of the jumps here and there in the free skate. But I'm so excited to see him grow more and more. Hopefully, he can get a stable triple axel in the future that could make him really competitive. Here in his free skate, he did attempt the triple axel, but he did get an under rotation and a fall on it, unfortunately. So that is something to consider. But I'm really hoping that can become a more consistent jump that will make him a lot more competitive, because he is one of those skaters where components are so strong that, with a better technical score, he could really be one of the top men in the world. He was 19th technically, but 11th artistically, and honestly, I don't agree with that. I think that should be a lot higher artistically for sure for components. For sure. I think he's a fantastic skater artistically, and I think it's hard to watch him without having like emotionally like breakdowns within you. And so I'm hoping that he can bring even more artistry next season because he's a great skater. In 10th place, we have the New Zealander who has really made great strides for his country on the international stage. New Zealand, maybe not a country that is always represented in figure skating, but Yan Hao Lee is definitely somebody who is representing New Zealand and representing New Zealand and making them very, very, very proud. Recently on the Junior Grand Prix level, he was able to get good placements on his Junior Grand Prix, and he did qualify for the Junior Grand Prix final. Here at Junior Worlds, he did have a shot at the podium, I would say, but unfortunately, he fell on a quarter triple axel in the short, and his main mistake in the free skate was a pop triple axel to a single axel, and that did lose him about 7 to 8 points, so quite a large margin in the standings here. I think he could have been probably seventh if he had landed that triple axel successfully, or sixth maybe. And so does seem to be his jump that is struggling a little bit. I remember last season he was struggling a lot more though, so there is a lot of improvement going on. His skating skills are often highly complimented in the way that he controls himself on the ice and like the presence. I think it's very smooth. I see a lot of people always comparing him to Patrick Chan of Canada, who competed and retired, I believe, 2018, I think. And really great skating, really great skater. He has a very bright future in figure skating for sure, representing New Zealand and making them very proud. In ninth place, we have from Japan, Sena Takahashi, who is really one of Japan's rising stars. He is one of those men from Japan who is a very big star in a very deep field. Here in the short program, he did have a little bit of a stumble on his triple axel in the short, and he did pop his triplets into a singlet in the free, unfortunately. But there is really much to look out for from Sena Takahashi, who, with like a lot of the other Japanese men, he's been able to do very successful skating on the junior level. He did qualify for the junior Grand Prix final this season, and so I hope this competition was just a bit of a fluke. He has had really competitive scores in the past that would have placed him easily within the top five or even on the podium here. Hopefully, he's able to improve his consistency for next season. Along with the Slevko brothers, or the Slev Bros as we call them, one of Estonia's biggest talents is their junior skater Arlet Levandi, who is a really great skater here on the junior level. He has competed a bit on the senior level, if I remember correctly. Here he was 12th place in the short program with a fall on his triple axel, which was a quarter call, and he had a quarter call on his triple lutz triple toe. But in the free skate, however, he was a really redemptive there. Sixth place in the free skate, just a little bit of a stumble on the triple loop. I am quite interested in kind of where the Estonians play into everything. It's going to be really interesting just to see how many Olympic spots they can get. I have seen people kind of predict that they will get probably one or two Olympic spots for the men, but they do have three really great skaters: Alexander Slevko, Mikhail Slevko, and Arlet Levandi. So we will definitely see where everything kind of goes with them there. But yeah, not too sure how everything will go, but we will definitely see because these skaters, all three of them have had pretty good success everywhere, but we will definitely see where they all kind of place in the grand scheme of things, especially as we approach the Olympic season. In seventh place, we have a German skater putting the men's discipline for Germany really up there. If you remember Paul Fens from, I feel like forever ago, but I remember Paul Fens. I feel like everyone misses Paul Fens a lot. And obviously, we have why am I forgetting his name? Nikita Starostin. Yeah, Nikita Starostin. But in seventh place in the junior men's category, we have from Germany, Genrik Gartung. I'm very sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Who is a very strong skater technically. He has amazing technical ability. He did have a personal best in the short. He was clean there with really good GOE overall. And he did get a personal best in the free skate. He landed both a quad flip and a quad lutz. He did pop a double loop. I'm not sure if that was gonna be a quad loop or a triple loop. Maybe if he was being really gutsy, maybe that was supposed to be a quad loop. Not sure at all, but that was a really impressive feat to do that to do those two very big quads. But perhaps he was trying to attempt the quad loop. He hasn't done it before, so who knows. But really great on those other two quads. But later in this free skate, he did unfortunately fall on another quad lutz that was called quarter. Very gutsy. It was pretty late in the program to do that second quad lutz, and so. But if he's able to do that in the future, that is really big points for sure. Technically, really great there. Solid jump, solid technique, and I think he will be looking to work mainly on his components for now. But I definitely see him as one of those skaters who has really come out of nowhere on the junior level. I know he hasn't competed on the junior level too long, and so I definitely do think that, um, yeah, he's only competed this season on the junior level, so he has a very bright future for sure. If he's able to do that already so early in his career. That is my iPad, and I'm very sorry. Anyway, ignore the ringing in the back, I guess. In sixth place, we have one of those Japanese junior men who we've seen a lot these past few seasons, who has grown a lot in technique and ability over the past few seasons as his career has advanced. He was for. I didn't even mention his name. I'm sorry. In sixth place, we have Shinsuke Nakamura. He was fourth place in the short program with a very clean skate there. Unfortunately, he was eighth place in the free with a fall on the quad toe and a slight bobble on the triple flip. It was unfortunately, I think that quad toe that really brought him down, but he did get personal best overall in all of the categories: short program, free skate, and total score. So good attempt on the quad toe for sure. It wasn't called with an under rotation or anything, just a fall that was quite unfortunate for him. Oh my god, the ring stopped. Yay. And then in fifth place, we have a rising star from South Korea with relatively little international experience compared to the rest of the field. He hasn't really competed internationally that much compared to a lot of the skaters who have been around for a lot longer. But that definitely did not deter him at all here. From South Korea in fifth place, that is Habin Choi, who was sixth place in the short here with a slight error on his spin. In the free skate, he landed the quad sal with a good Jewy. He was fourth in the free. He did fall on another quad attempt, the under rotated quad toe that he did, and a unclear edge on his triple flip, but it was good elsewhere. And he had personal best across the board, and I really am excited to see more from him. A really great skater, for sure. A really great skater with a really great presence on the ice. Yeah. In fourth place, a skater that made quite the impression on me at US Nationals this year. I thought he did fantastic there. That is Jacob Sanchez of the USA, who came into here as Junior Grand Prix final champ. And I do think that a lot of people saw him as a big medal potential. Unfortunately, super close here. He was third in the short program, so on the podium there. He had an unclear edge on his triple flip and a little bit of a spin error. In the free skate, he was fifth. He did have one popped single lets that was meant to be a triple lets, which was really the only big unfortunate thing. If he had landed that, he definitely would have been on the podium, but that is a-okay because he does have a lot of solid technique and a lot of solid skating. And yeah, even here he was put third in components for his artistic side. I definitely do think he's a good skater to watch out for. He's grown a lot in terms of ability. I know past a few seasons ago he wasn't having the best results, the most ideal results, and now he's definitely the top of all the junior men in the U.S., which is a really great progression to see from him. In third place, we have a name from Slovakia that I really like. He has great flow and on the ice and great ice presence as well. I do think he's grown a lot as well, seeing him develop over these past few seasons. And that is Adam Hagara. He was fifth here in the short program, clean skate. Perhaps could have been higher. I do think a lot of people were like, I think that could have been a higher score. It was pretty good. Yeah, I do think perhaps could have been higher. Um, but great result in the short for him. And the free skate was all clean. I do think that was like the most like it was really the best free skate he's ever done. He got a personal best there. All clean. The only only almost a mistake was landing a triple axle with zero Jewy. Not negative, not positive, just zero base value or in base. It was just the base value. And so a really solid score for Jacob Sanchez. No quads yet, or not Jacob Sanchez. Oh my gosh, for Adam Hagara, no quads yet, but I do think Jui is getting him quite far. He will be at Senior Worlds, hopefully earning a spot for Slovakia there, and perhaps we will even see him at the Olympics next year. God, naming the wrong skater. In second place, we had the defending junior world champ from last year who really wanted to repeat his title. A Korean star that really enjoyed success internationally is Min Kyu So, and he was first place in the show with a clean skate. And so in the free skate, he was second place. He did unfortunately have just one accident, one little mistake, with a fall on his triple axle. Not underrated anything, just a fall on his triple axle that unfortunately brought him down. You know, it would have been interesting if he landed that, what would have happened, but unfortunately he did not, and so I do think that did reduce his score, unfortunately. But he has a really good hope for the future for the Korean men. Korea is obviously one of those countries that has really amped up their figure skating in like the recent decade. Basically, they've really ramped up in figure skaters and their competitiveness and everything. I think Minkyuso is part of that for sure. Okay, I've been listening to a lot of Gracie Abrams and like now I'm burping and I don't really know why I said that. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. In first place here at Junior Worlds in the men's category, we had Ryu Nakata of Japan. He is a skater who is really proving that he has what it takes to be one of Japan's best, even on the junior level and even on the senior level. He was recently second at senior Japanese nationals, which is a really great result for him, especially being a skater who's only competed junior internationally. Really great result. Here he was able to get a personal best in the short program with a second there, clean there. He did have a big step out on his quad toe in the free skate, but he was first there for first overall as well. Great result for him. Good technique and good landings. I think he really does have all the makings to be Japan's next big name. I do think that is kind of a title that gets thrown around a lot, but I definitely see it in Ryu Nakata. Really great quads, really great technique, solid skating, personal best all across the board here. And even if he messed up on the first quad two in the free, he was able to do the second one with a combo on it. So really great result for him there. And so yeah, that was the men's event. The women's event, maybe even more chaotic than the men's event, honestly, because yeah. Let's just say so much talent here. There were women who were attempting triple axels and quads, which is absolutely crazy at the junior level because that's not even being attempted a lot in the senior level for sure. And so a lot of gutsy, lots of risk being played out here that made this competition extremely interesting. I want to start in 18th place. A U.S. talent who's been, attempting triple axels and quad styles is Sophie Jolene von Felton. She was the junior U.S. champ this year as well. Here she was an unfortunate 23rd in the short program. She had a quarter call and then a big stumble on her triple axel triple toe combo. Her second jump on the second jump, the quarter on the second jump, and then she got a quarter call and an unclear edge call on her triple foot later in the program. She did have a bit of a redemptive skate, 17th in the free. She got the first triple axel done with a double tail at the end, really great result. An under rotation on her quad sal, but it was landed. And then she fell, unfortunately, on her second triple axel. And she did get quite strict calls on a lot of the under rotations as well in terms of quarters. I do think that she'll be working on her consistency with the triple axel and the quads. But if she's able to get them at a consistent level, like we saw gosh, I cannot. I'm blanking. Like we've seen before, I do think if she's able to be consistent in terms of those, she will be a very solid skater and she will dominate the junior ranks for sure if she's able to get solid triple axels and quads done. As and improvements on some of her components as well. I do think she has all the makings of what it takes to be a very well-rounded skater. Hopefully, she's able to combine consistency with components. Moving ahead to 14th place, we have Arina Kalugina from Azerbaijan. She was 16th in the short, personal best with a clean skate. 12th place in the free. She had an amazing quad sal cow double axel combo done. It was the highest rating jumping pass in the entire competition. And then she had a fall on triple axel attempt, unfortunately, and a fall on a quarter call on her quad sal attempt. So, but the rest of the jumps were done for sure. But attempting three ultra C elements, two quad sals, one triple axel. She did land one of the quad sals really great. The rest of the jumps were done well. She was doing triple triples in the second half of the program. Interesting case for sure. Technically, really strong. Seems like artistically, I do think that the components will be an area to focus on as well. But a really good skater. It will be very interesting to see if she will be able to dominate the junior level next season. In 10th place, we have a talent from Australia putting her name on the map. Top 10 is a great result. Sorry. Top 10 is a great result for a skater from Australia. Australia, maybe not the biggest name in figure skating, doesn't always get the most funding, doesn't have the most ice, but Hannah Bath proving all that wrong above all odds, placing top 10 here at Junior Worlds is a great result. She was 17th in the short with a new personal best. She was clean there. Perhaps she needed a bit more GOE to move more up the rings, but very amazing. 4th place in the free to bring her to 10th overall. She had a slight stumble on her opening triple loop, but got a really great triple axel double toe done. The first for her in international competition, and the first Australian woman to land a triple axel as well. And she did earn a personal best there as well. She looked really happy at the result. Really great technique throughout the program. I'm very excited to see what else she can do. In ninth place, we have a skater from Switzerland, a country that really has shown more of their power every season, these past few seasons, and they are showing it with her, and that is Leandra Simpukakis from Switzerland. She was 10th place in the short with a clean skate, personal best. She was 7th in the free. She did have a downgrade, unfortunately, on a triple axel attempt that she did, but a really solid skater. She got the rest of the jumps done. The triple axel attempt didn't even phase her, it seemed like. She just got the rest of the jumps done like it was pretty much nothing. But yeah, personal best across the board for her. Really great results. You know, is she gonna be able to do that triple axel? Who knows? We will see next season for sure. In eighth place from Japan, we have Kaoruko Wada, who I remember a lot from the Junior Grand Prix. I think I picked her one of her programs for a program of the week. Actually, I think it was a short program. Really impressed with her skating skills. Nice flow, nice edge quality, nice things like that. Fifth place in the short here with a quarter on her triple lutz, triple toe, and then unfortunately an under rotation and unclear edge on her triple flip. But a very beautiful program. It's set to "How Does a Moment Last Forever" by Celine Dion from Beauty and the Beast and the live action movie, and it's a beautiful program to watch. And I think she's a great skater to use that kind of music. I think it fits her really well. Unfortunately, she was ninth place in the free. She did get quite a few quarter calls and under rotation calls, which did bring her down. But Japan has a very bright future in her for sure. In seventh place, we have a big talent from Estonia, and that is Alina Goidina, who was sixth place in the short, clean with a new personal best skate. She was eighth in the free, mostly clean. Unfortunate, a bit of a fall on the choreo sequence that really brought her down, and a stumble on the triple flip. But she is a great talent for sure. I remember her really kind of like spawning out of nowhere last season at Junior Worlds. And a lot of people were really interested in where she'd come from, where everything had like where the heck did you come from? Like, we didn't see you before. She hadn't competed on the Junior Grand Prix before. But this season, really great results for her. And, sorry. Um, yeah, improved on her 11th place last year with a 7th place finish here. Great results. She's competed quite a lot this season. And obviously excited to see more from her as we continue along. In sixth place, we have a skater who has competed on the junior level for a couple of seasons, great success at many competitions, and she's been attempting Ultra C elements. And that is Inga Griganidze from Georgia. She was second actually in the short program with a clean skate, personal best there. Unfortunately, her 11th place free did not keep her up on the podium. She did under rotate her triple axel attempt, and then she had other edge calls and under rotation issues. But I'm really happy that the triple axel did not get called a downgrade or she didn't pop it at all. She did try to rotate it as best as she could, and she ended up under rotating it, which is really good. And it shows really the progress she has with that jump. Has some other minor mistakes here and there that really brought down her GUE. And so unfortunate there, but a really strong skater regardless. I do think that she has that like snap and pop in her jumping ability that is going to be great for her, and it will be interesting to see if she can get that triple axel more consistent. A great talent coming from France placed fifth. She qualified for the home Junior Grand Prix final this season, and that is Stefania Gladki, who was clean here in the short program with a ninth place short, but her fifth place finish really came with her fifth place free skate, which rocketed her up the standing. She got a personal best there, really great result. She even landed two triple triples in the second half of the program, a triple lutz, triple toe, and then a triple lutz Euler, triple sal. So obviously being able to land two triple triples in the second half of your program is a huge moneymaker in terms of points. So really great for her. Um, really solid jumping technique as well. And then in fourth place, we had a skater who really put up big scores at Junior Grand Prix China this season. Maybe one of those scores here as well, but still a very great talent. And in fourth place, that is Amy Nakai from Japan, who had a very slight, and I mean very slight bobble on her double axel in the short. And then she had an unclear edge on the triple flip. as well. She was third in the short there. Unfortunate sixth place in the free skate. She had a fall and an under rotation on the first triple axel, and then she got an under rotation on the second triple axel, which also got a repetition call, as she unfortunately could not put a combo on either of them. Really gutsy move to attempt both of those triple axels. And then she got an rotation on the unclear edge triple flip later as well. Really great skater. Those triple axels were a risky move, but I really hope that they can pay off in the future for her. Um, I believe she has been competing on the junior level for a few seasons now. Yeah, she's been competing on the junior level for a few seasons now. But really strong skater, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more of her skating as we go along. Yeah, really great for her. Okay, in third place, I'm very happy for this skater and her result, who has really had a roller coaster of a season, and that is from the USA, Elise Lynn Gracie. Elise really had unfortunate struggles on the Senior Grand Prix and the Nationals after a really great success on the Challenger Series at Nebelhorn Trophy earlier this season in September, which is crazy that it's March now. But Elise Lynn Gracie, such a great result for her here to end off what has very much been a learning experience of a season for her. Fourth place in the short with a clean skate, and then third in the free. Just a slight error on her opening triple triple toe, but a great rest of the program for her. I'm really happy that she gets to end off her season like this. Obviously, after kind of the struggles that she had earlier in the season about her Grand Prix results and living up to those like expectations that everyone started putting on her all of a sudden. But I really hope that it was a very educational season. I do think it's amazing that she gets to end it off with a podium finish at Junior Worlds, which is great for her. I am looking forward to seeing more of her skating. Maybe even a shot at that Olympic team is possible for sure. Okay. In second place in the junior women's event, we have a Korean talent who is no stranger to these junior worlds. She came in as a three-time silver medalist and many other accolades like qualifying to the Junior Grand Prix final, Junior Grand Prix victories, etc. Here she was seventh place in the short with a fall on the triple lutz triple toe with an under rotation. Her second place free skate was extremely redemptive. She did fall again on the triple lutz triple toe in the second half of the program, but she was amazing otherwise. I love her artistry and her flow really across the ice. Um, she is one of those skaters that a lot of people have been comparing to a lot of other skaters, especially a lot of people considering her kind of like the next Unicam. Because who else would you compare to, right? A lot of people comparing her to the next Unicam for sure. I see that comparison being made quite often. I'm hoping that she kind of is able to skate without all that pressure on her back. She is a skater who is gonna be in seniors next year, and so it will be interesting to see if she can qualify for the Korean Olympic team despite not having a lot of senior experience. But besides that, I think she is a force to be reckoned with both on the junior level and even as she debuted at the senior level. Or perhaps she won't. We will definitely see what happens. Nice artistry and nice flow across the ice. I think components wise, she is one of the strongest skaters in the junior women's field. And honestly, in the women's field in general, I do think her skating quality is really, really great. And so we'll see how she's able to make her junior or her senior debut next year. If she is going to make it, we will see. In first place, the champion here, now a three-time champion at the Junior Worlds, with this Worlds included, a huge talent from Japan who has made such a large impact on the junior women's field, is Mao Shibana, who was first in the short with a clean skate, a new personal best, which was a really good score, 74, very high. She was first in the free with a clean personal best as well. She landed both a triple axel and a quad tail that made the crowd just go absolutely wild. Personal best there. She got a score of in total 230.84. That's more than 40 points after over second place, just to show you kind of the grand scale, the grand scheme of things about how good Mao Shimada is. And so that was a really great score for her, obviously winning by over 40 points. This was actually a score that would have won Senior Worlds last year, not even just Junior Worlds. if she had gone to Senior Worlds with this score last year, she would have won the women's event, and she would have been placed quite well in the men's event. Even without a step sequence in the free, at a junior level, obviously they do not include the step sequence in the free skate. Even at a junior level, without a step sequence in the free for a solid, 5 extra points, she would have won Senior Worlds with this score last year. And so it's absolutely crazy to see what she's achieved. Really big future for her in Japan. She won't be competing at seniors for quite a few seasons, I believe. So that is unfortunate, that she won't be going to the Olympics next year, I believe, because of the age limits and requirements and restrictions and things like that. The thing I am really hoping is that she's able to stay healthy and stay competitive and stay consistent. Obviously, attempting these triple axel and quad toes can be quite taxing on the body, can lead to injury perhaps. So I'm really hoping that she can stay injury free and consistent as she develops, even in the junior level, and as she will move up in the senior level in a couple of seasons. In the pairs event, we had really great young pairs here, very hopeful for the future of pairs. In sixth place, we have the US team of Flores and Wing, who are a really great hope for the future US field. As I always say, the future US field is kind of a reviving field. They were eighth place in the short program, a fall on the downgraded double axel, and slight mistakes elsewhere. Oh, sorry. In the free skate, they were much better fifth place to move up to sixth. They did have slight errors on their twist and throw, and they did fall on the side by sides. But that's okay because they are a very developmental team. I do think that is kind of the stage they're at in terms of pairs. But you can kind of see them in it already. I feel like they have it in them to be the next big pair in the US, and I do think that is really powerful. In fifth place is the Chinese pair contributing to China's very big, very great Chinese pair skating legacy. That is the team of Zhang and Huang, who had an underrotation on the side by side double axles in the short, but they were third there. And then in the free skate, they were ninth. They had falls on both their side by side jumps, unfortunately, and they did attempt the triple flip throw, which did unfortunately land on a fall as well. But a really great result for them to even attempt that. That was a very risky move for them. This season, actually, their first season being international or competing internationally, I would say. Uh, as they say, I don't know, like as I would say correctly. And so it's really impressive to see that they've really risen to that occasion, risen to that opportunity, and done really well for themselves. In fourth place, we have the Swiss team, a newer pair this season, competing here, debuting here, of Villamos and Bouvard from Switzerland. And they are a newer pair, as I said. They were sixth here in the short with a clean skate, except just a slight spin error, and a really good fourth in the free, just a fall on their side by side triple toes. But they were not that far from the podium. If they had landed the toe, I think they would have been on the podium with good Jui. Otherwise, everything else was good. They got both of their throws solidly done, which is really good. Their twist got really good Jui as well, so great results for them there. Let's see. In third place, we have a Canadian team who actually did not compete at all for the first half of the season, but came here and did really well for themselves, and that is the team of Ariano Kent and Alibert Laurent. They were fourth here in the short with a clean skate, and then they were third in the free with a slight twist error and then a big stumble, but they ended up saving their triple loop throw. Great show of perseverance after, again, not competing at all in the first half season, not getting that competitive experience, coming here to Junior Worlds, putting out two really good performances, and making it, of course, on the podium. In second place, we had the Ukrainian team of Holichenko and Lorensky, who have not competed in many junior events this season, but a really good result here at Junior Worlds. If you remember, they actually competed at the Olympics in the team event 3 years ago, which is crazy. They were second place in the short, clean there. They did do side by side double flips. I'm assuming they would have wanted to do side by side triple flips, but that is a-okay. And then they landed their twist really well. And then in the free skate, they were second as well. They did unfortunately have a unclear edge and an under rotation on their side by side triple flips, and then errors with their triple style axle combination. I believe it was what they wanted to do. So unfortunately, that the side by side jumps kind of lowered their score, but that's okay. Really great team coming out from Ukraine, and they have competed a bit on the senior level as well. In first place is the Georgian pair, who has really done well for themselves on the senior level, returned to reclaim another junior world title for themselves. That is Metlkina and Varulava. They were first in the short here, clean there, first in the free. They did have some errors on side-by-side jumps, but they did get it done. And so it's interesting to see that they return in junior level to get their title. I think a lot of people were a little antsy about them, be like, okay. But yeah, more great results for them. In ice dance, I feel like I love to see ice dancers, young ice dancers as well, because a lot of the top ice dancers, as we know, there tends to be kind of like more the top ice dancers are kind of like they haven't been juniors like in a really long time, and so they've been being seniors forever and ever, and like for like 8, 9, 10 seasons. And so it's really great to see these kind of like baby ice dance pairs, ice dance couples. Really great. From the US, in seventh place we had Aboyan and Veslukin, who did really great on the junior grand prix this season, then won junior nationals. Great result here for them. They did unfortunately have a bit of a struggle getting all the key points in their rhythm dance on the pattern dance sequences, but they had a much better free dance, great Dewey on their lifts there. Big feature for the US. I do think obviously US is the ice dance kind of stronghold of the world right now, for sure. And so great result for them, for these two who will definitely be part of that US ice dance feature. In sixth place is another US team of Mullen and Mullen. They were just in front of their teammates by I think less than half of a point, or about half a point. And so they also had one junior Grand Prix medals this season, third at junior nationals this season. Mullen and Mullen here, they were sixth in the rhythm dance and then eighth in the free dance. Maybe didn't get all the levels that they wanted, but still a great program for them. And obviously, as with Aboyan Veslukin, US Ice Dance has a very bright future for sure. In fifth place is the cannot spell dance right apparently. In fifth place is the French ice dance team, who has had a lot of success on the junior level these past few seasons. This is their fourth time competing here. I think they've qualified to the junior Grand Prix final 3 times if I remember correctly, and that is the French ice dance team of Fragi and Fourneau. They were fourth in the rhythm dance here, clean skate there, fifth in the free dance. So really great results for them. I do think the main thing probably was just Joe, but really solid skates. They hit a lot of the levels and really great. In fourth place, we have a really great Ukrainian ice dance team coming up. Made great improvements from last year. I think they were 13th, 12th, 11th, something like that. Last year, Junior Worlds, and here, obviously, they've grown up to fourth place, which is really great. They were fifth in the rhythm dance and then fourth in the free dance here, with good Dewey, good levels for sure. In third place is the German ice dance team, who has been competing as juniors for a while. They have had some senior competition experience as well, and that is the team of Grimm and Savitsky, who were third in both programs here, personal best in both programs for them, which is really great to get that personal best overall. The main question will be if they will move up to seniors after this season or not. I don't know what their ages are and like specifically the age requirements, if they fit within those or not. But if they're able to, if this could be something that they want to do. If they can move it to seniors next season, maybe even compete for a German Olympic spot. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I do not know for sure. And then in second place is the US ice dance team, a newer partnership of Wolf Kostin and Sarevsky. They placed seventh at senior nationals this year. They did have some earlier success on the junior Grand Prix level. They were second in both programs for second overall. Another one of those ice dance teams really hoping to break through to the upper echelon of the senior ice dance level field in the US. But they've shown great success on the junior level as well, that I think is great to show too. And so, obviously, a very competitive field in the US, but I think they have what it takes for sure. And then first place was the first gold at Junior Worlds for Italy from the team of Tali and La Fomata. They were very, very solid here. They had personal best in both programs. I just did find their expression to be very good, their connection, their chemistry together as ice dance partners, real. Oh my god, my throat. Really, really solid. Their score 177 is a solid score even at the senior level. They won the title by almost 10 points, exactly 9.99 points actually. And they have a really great program and a really great future for US Ice Dance. For sure. Great future for US Ice Dance. Italian Ice Dance. Can you tell it's 10 o'clock now? But Overall, I love Junior Worlds as a space for the future of figure skating to grow. Like I said in the beginning of the episode, if you have the chance to watch Junior Worlds, you definitely should. It's a great feel to watch the future of figure skating grow and see all these skaters up and coming, where they come from, where they train, their coaches, their music, their artistry, their technical ability, everything. You can see it like growing right in front of you, blossoming as they gain competition experience, which is always beautiful to watch. But yeah, thank you for watching this episode of Teen Talks Gaming Podcast. My name is Zango. Thank you for letting me rant about Junior Worlds for about 47 minutes this time. Not as long as it usually is, but thank you for listening to this episode about Junior Worlds. Next week will probably be a video essay, and then we gotta get ready for Worlds. It is gonna be down to the wire about Worlds and the previews and everything going on. And I will see you next week. Bye bye.